Diary of St. Francis de Sales. An indifferent heart, that is one that practices the virtue of holy indifference, is like a wax seal in the hands of God, for it receives all impressions indifferently according to the divine will. It is a heart without preferences, equally ready for anything, with no purpose of its own, only the will of its God. It is a heart that does not place its love on the thing God desires, but on the most holy will of God that desires them. And when the will of God is found in many things, it chooses, at any cost, those in which the divine will is most manifest. Theotimos, Part 2, Book 3, Chapter 4. In October 8, 1608, the day of dedication of the Cathedral Church of St. Peter in Geneva, St. Francis de Sales, officiated and moved by a violent impulse of love for God, spoke passionately about the desecration of the living temples of God and the respect due to material temples in light of the real presence of the sacred body of Jesus. He also encountered how the previous year, 1607, during a pastoral visit to the parish of St. John of Six, he had experienced great joy in blessing the chapel built in that place by Blessed Peter Faber, the first companion of St. Ignatius in founding the Society of Jesus, for whom he had great devotion. He read his life with great pleasure, assuring that the piety and judicious simplicity of that great servant of God delighted him. October 8 invites us to meditate on the virtue of holy indifference, a concept that calls us to set aside our own preferences, to embrace the divine will. St. Francis de Sales teaches us that a truly indifferent heart is one that fully surrenders to what God desires, without clinging to its own wishes. This requires a profound act of faith and trust, understanding that true peace and fulfillment are found in following God's will. The account of St. Francis de Sales during the dedication of the Cathedral Church of St. Peter in Geneva reminded us of the importance of respecting both the visible temples and our bodies as living temples of God. His devotion to the work of Blessed Peter Faber highlights admiration for the legacy of those who, with humility and piety, have worked to spread the faith. This reflection encourages us to cultivate a heart that is open and receptive to the divine will, relinquishing our own desire to fulfill the greater purpose that God has for us.